First of all, when it comes to those hadith where the weakness is not too much, we bear them in mind because it may be that there are other supporting narrations. We don't rebuke strongly the person who believes, if there is a scholar of hadith who's qualified, who uses the hadith believing it to be authentic, we don't rebuke them and say, how could that person narrate that hadith? Do they not know man kadhaba alayya muta'ammidan falyatabawwa maq'adahu min an-nar? Whoever lies against me deliberately, let him take his seat in hell. Rather, we respect the fact that they may see the hadith to be authentic even though we don't. But ultimately, the end conclusion is, unless that hadith is raised up to the level of being acceptable, we don't act upon the hadith, but we may bear it in mind and look for supporting narrations that support it. There is one more case in the weak hadith that you might want to think about, and that is sometimes in the books of fiqh. If there is no hadith on the topic except a hadith, وَضَعْفُهُ يَسِيرٌ, its weakness is not too much. And there is nothing on the topic except that. So this is where some of the ulama, they call it أَصَحُّ مَا فِي الْبَابِ. This is the most authentic thing we have on this topic. This might be mentioned in the books of fiqh because there isn't anything else. And that doesn't mean necessarily to act upon it, but like Imam Ahmad said, it's more beloved to me than رَأْيِ الرِّجَال, than what men think. So rather than just take the opinion of a scholar, and at least you have a guideline there, even if the hadith, the weakness is a little bit there. And this is a lot you see in Bulugh al-Maram, for example, that sometimes this hadith, it's isnad, wa isnaduhu da'if, its weakness, its chain has a weakness in it, but it is asahhu ma fil bab, it's all we have on the topic. So we mention it not to act upon, but we mention it just as a mention that there is a hadith on this topic, it is weak, but it's worth mentioning because we don't have anything else on the topic. And then of course you see what the scholars of Islam say about it.